They're now going to make everybody write about their race, and then they're just going to choose people who they think fit their woke ideology.
And it's going to be, I mean, this is going to be very difficult to enforce, right? Because I don't advocate for lying in any situation, but a lot of people are just going to lie. A lot of people are going to write their essays about how, like, they were black or they were Hispanic or whatever when they were white so that they could get into the institution. Some people have actually done that before. Some people have done that by saying they're Native American. I'm not sure if you've heard of this.
This admissions consultant who went on this CNN interview, he is Indian, and he said he was black so he could get into Harvard Medical School.
Oh, wow.
And then he went on, and he's become one of the leading advocates against overturning affirmative action. He said, this is wrong. Like, I should not have been able to get accepted just because I said I'm black. And now he's an admissions consultant and helps people. I don't know if he helps people game the system or whatever he does, but he went on CNN and he said, we need to overturn affirmative action, and has become one of the leading advocates in it. But
well, I suppose the question is, how far will this go? Because affirmative action isn't just in universities, it's everywhere.
We have the press secretary of the United States of America is simply hired because she's a black lesbian woman.
So the vice president.
Well, that's not overt affirmative action. That's I think that's an opinion made by a lot of people who think it may be the case. I'm talking about specific and overt examples in the public where they outright state it. Like for actual public jobs, they actually put in the descriptions, "Hey, we hire based on these criteria."
Irish need not apply. Basically,
the vice president, Joe Biden, said, "I'm going to get a woman of color." Like, that's
it's affirmative action. Right. Well, and this is an interesting point, right? Because we're told affirmative action is good. We're told the concept of diversity hires are good. But if you ever insinuate that someone was a diversity hire or that they're in their position because of affirmative action, that's evil. Why? If affirmative action's good, why is that a bad thing to say?
Karine Jean-Pierre may be the worst press secretary we've ever seen. Man. At least, and I would say she is the worst in our lifetime. Jen Psaki was really good at what she did. She was really good. She like, as much, you don't have to like her. I think she lied a whole lot, but she played the press. That's what she did.
Really?
Yes.
I thought she was smarmy.
She's going to circle back on that, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the job.
Yeah,
that's her job.
She nailed it.
Be very smarmy.
She nailed it. I despise it. I'm not even, like, even when it comes to Spicer, Kayleigh McEnany did really, really well because she had the book debunking the lies from the media. That is a fantastic way to handle it. As for Karine Jean-Pierre, she's the worst. Here's the thing. She was hired by the Biden administration for who knows what reason. Saying that she was hired for affirmative action is just an insult with no, as far as I know, there is no formal declaration that they were seeking out to hire a person based on these criteria. It's a weak argument.
I have no idea about Kamala.
We know they do it, but Kamala was an elected position. So even there, Joe Biden saying, I want diversity, doesn't meet the same level.
No.
What I'm talking about is, in our schools, in our fire departments, in our police departments, they explicitly say race as a criteria. That needs to end. If leftists want to be racist and then publicly declare they're racist, and then when it comes to hiring, we have to make that argument, we'll make the argument. But right now, affirmative action extends to a whole bunch of public institutions directly and overtly where the government literally allows you to take race into consideration for hiring for public jobs. That should not be allowed. And this should be the ruling to shut it down. I don't know if it will be, though, because this is specifically about university admissions.
Yeah. No, I mean, 100%. I agree with all that. I think that there is a difference between a job posting saying we are going to hire people based on these racial characteristics and someone saying they're going to pick a VP based on those credentials. I just think both are really scummy and slimy and stupid.
Well,
I agree with you.
It's remarkable to me that there are, I just don't get it. Are people, the average person is just stupid and doesn't care? When you go to them and you say,
the average person thinks that if a square peg in a square hole means that it's succeeded.
Here's how polling works. I have a question for you, Seamus.
Yes, hit me with it.
Actually, let me ask Ian. Ian, do you think universities should be allowed to reject an applicant based on their race?
No.
All right, that's one vote in favor of opposing affirmative action. Let me ask you another question, Ian. Do you think that universities should be allowed to approve applicants based on race if it helps bring diversity and give opportunity to underprivileged groups?
Bring the best people, man. I do not care what you look like or who your dad was.
This is how the pollsters do it. You go to someone and say, Should Harvard be allowed to let minorities into the school to help end inequality? Everybody says yes. A different pollster goes out and says, do you think Harvard should be allowed to reject a candidate based on their race? Everyone says no. You see how that works?
Because if you're allowing someone to come in based on their race, that means you are rejecting everyone else based on their race.
Quite literally. That means that in order for that to exist, 2 applicants come in, a Asian one and a black one, and you say, too many Asians, not enough black people. That's how it works. One would be rejected. So this is how pollsters operate.